Hey guys, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thanks so much for tuning in to what's going to be kind of a chit chat getting ready with me. I was at a loss for what to film. I have some new stuff that I want to talk about, but I'm not really prepared to yet. So I just thought I was kind of feeling a everyday makeup look. It's been a while since I've taken you through that process, but I also realized I'm still house sitting right now, so I don't have all the products that I would normally use. So I'm going to go through some of the stuff I've been using recently. They might not be my absolute holy grail go-tos, but there's some stand-ins for the time being and they work really well. And then I also have some new things in the mix too. This won't be so much a first impressions because for a lot of this stuff I want to have another video like dedicated to it, but if you have questions on any of it, let me know in the comments below. Let's go ahead and get started. First with foundation. I talked about this in my last video. This is the Physicians Formula Le Velvet foundation. Mine is in the shade Cream Ivory, and it's a good formula. I really like it. It's a cream to powder sort of finish. It applies, it dries down, and then it is pretty steadfast throughout the day. But the shade range is pretty atrocious, like biggest downside ever. With that, to apply that, I have been loving this guy from Real Techniques. This is the Kabuki from the Powder Blue collection, but I have some new brushes, my first ever from Artis, little toothbrush looking things. Like I said, this is one of those things I'm not really ready to talk about right now. I haven't used them at all. This is my first time actually putting them to the test. These are from Octoly, but I also ordered some personally from HSN because I have both these and then a larger, this guy, but I wanted to try some of the smaller, like the round brush for your eye that's good for eye detail and stuff. So I'm, like I said, not really ready to talk about my thoughts on these. More to come. Let me know if you have any questions though as I'm trying them out down below. So to apply this foundation, I'm going to use the Oval 6. The nice thing about these is they can be used across both cream and powder. I think I ordered a slightly bigger one too because once I saw this, I realized that this is going to be good for like cream contour, you know, maybe even highlight, but in terms of a face foundation brush, I like something a little bigger to get the job done faster. One thing I'm eager to see with these, so when I ordered these from Octoly, they actually, for the first time ever, which I really appreciate, set up some time to walk me through the product, the technology behind it, how it's supposed to work, and it was really, some of it I'd heard before because I watched quite a few reviews on these brushes on YouTube, but other stuff was totally new to me. Like these can be used with both powder and cream products. They are synthetic fibers, but you can clean them in between applications. So like I used a cream product here, then they also sent this cleaning pad. You rub it on the pad as like, kind of like one of those color switch things to get the product on top off. And then you can go back in with a product of a totally different texture. Like I can now go in with a powder contour or something like that with just, you know, a quick clean. So I thought that was very cool as well. You can wash these like a traditional brush, and they recommend that you do after so many uses, and you'll notice in how the fibers are like sticking together and stuff. But I just like that you can, you know, there's that quick fix, no dry time sort of thing in the meantime. Like you can do a single sitting, like a face, what am I trying to say? You can do your face in a single sitting and use one brush for a lot of different types of products. That makes sense? I think so. I don't know. Guys, I get so turned around when I'm doing my makeup and talking, like I don't even know, where have I applied it at this point? I don't know. Something else they were explaining is that these fibers, because the product technically sits on top, you should use a lot less product, and unfortunately with this, it's a lot harder to tell exactly how much product I'm using. On to concealer, maybe that will tell us. For concealer, I'm using my favorite, always, Tarte Shape Tape. I put on the standard amount. I really just put 2 dots, like a little in general with this Shape Tape, a little bit of that goes a really, really long way. So this is like the standard amount that I normally apply. These feel so soft. And no brush strokes, which I really like. Part of the reason why I tend to use my fingers with concealer is because the heat from my fingers helps to blend it in. And also with brushes, just I find it so hard to get rid of those brush strokes, but there's nothing. No brush strokes there. Cool. So I think this is technically where I'm supposed to use one of the smaller brushes in this kit, but I'll keep playing and experimenting. Gets the job done. Ah, hand cramp. Oh. Ugh. So now I'm ready for some powder. Normally I would do bronzer, specifically the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula, but but I totally spaced and did not bring that with me. So all I have is blush. I'm cleaning this on the pad here so that I can use it with some powder products. And the blush that I'm going in with is the Be Matte blush in Papaya. I use this in my 5-minute makeup under $5 tutorial. I'm a little hesitant to use, this is such a dense brush though, I'm a little scared, but we're gonna try it. Ooh, that picks up so much product. I'm just tapping it in the product. But I'm not unhappy with that kind of pigmentation. But I do recommend I'm literally just tapping it in there. Oh, see? And like, whoo, that got out of hand really fast. And I'm really impressed with how that applied. On to highlight. For highlight, I'm going with my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Powder. I kind of want more product here, but I'm also a little scared. Again, same brush. Using that. Now see here, I feel like it's not picking up as much. Or is it just the lighting maybe? It might be the lighting. I don't have studio, I'm relying entirely on natural light right now, so if it looks different, that's why. I feel like I'm a little blue tinted because of, you know, the kind of light that I have going on right now. And lack of studio lights. Highlight really pops under studio and ring lighting. But time will tell. When I step outside and I blind someone, we'll know. For the brows, I'm using the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. Pretty standard. I really like this. I've talked about it like back when it first came out. I really like this more than the one with the ball tip, which I know is easy to cut off, but I'd rather not have to work that hard for my products. This one is good right out the gate. Except my hair is getting everywhere. Don't you hate it when your hair gets in there and then you pull it away and it leaves a streak across your face? Normally that happens with mascara and then it's the worst because your mascara is, you know, typically like blackest black, streak all across your face. Onto the eyes, I'm going to use this Kiko Long Lasting Wet and Dry Shadow. This is in the shade 208, but I think it has a color. When I looked on the website, they have a ton of colors in this range. And this one is just like a beautiful champagne gold. It even has a mirror up here, which I really like. I applied to try this through Octoly. I tend to use it dry and as like a base for a lot of looks, but I'm using it wet today, and this is all I'm going to do because I'm looking for something quick and easy, and using it wet just gives it a little bit more, like it intensifies it obviously, but it also gives it a little bit more depth, I find, on the eyes. And this is also another really good one for, or product, not good one, just like a good product as a multitasker if you want a facial highlight or even a body highlight. Not all shades, obviously. There are some like greens and plums and it's a huge shade range here, but this one in particular is a nice facial and body highlight. And I'm just wetting my brush with water because I don't have setting spray. You know what never gets old? A wash of color across the lid. I just love it. I'm gonna go back in on my right eye a little bit because my brush wasn't as wet when I applied it there. This stuff turns in, I mean, as you can see, it looks like almost a cream. It is so transformative with a little bit of mixing medium. The words today, people. And then I'm just going with mascara. This is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. One I've been loving lately. I mean, come on. All right, last up our lips, and this is gonna be another new to me kind of thing, so I don't know if this shade is gonna go exactly. In fact, I don't, well, we'll try it. It's from the brand Whoosh, and I recently bought like every product in the collection except for one thing. I was perusing Ulta, I had a 20% off, and I spotted this like unheard of brand for me, and they have things like this eyeliner wheel. It looks very similar to that MAC eyeliner new wheel thing coming out, the pizza cutter. They have that, they have like a stamper thing, this full face in one palette, and so I, you know, had that 20% off and I just gathered it all up. So I have those things that I'm currently wanting to use a little, oh, and these guys, eye stencils. So I have all that kind of in the background that I'm trying to work on getting through before I do a full review. Woo! But yeah, I thought I'd try this one here today. So the premise behind this is that the doe foot actually rotates as you apply it. So in theory, you shouldn't need to like get at your lips at all angles. I don't really know what it's trying to accomplish. Let me read the box. The box has no information. It has ingredients. There is nothing helpful in here. I don't know why, what the advantage of to having this roly thing is. Looks like a standard doe foot though, except it's completely round all the way through. Well, let's try it. Ooh, it feels like what I'd imagine a paint roller would on the wall. Very weird. And also not exactly practical for the upper lip, because it doesn't roll, right? Like, this is more detail work. You definitely get more pigmentation when you roll it on versus what I had to do with the Cupid's bow, or what anyone I would think would have to do with the Cupid's bow. Huh. And it is a little messy up there because it's a very rounded tip, but it did use all the product, it looked like. I mean, like, it all just kind of stamped itself on. I'm not a super fan of this lip with these eyes. There's no scent or taste or anything like that, so that's good, and it's a really comfy, like, cushy feeling lip formula, if that makes sense. Yeah, pretty good. Definitely not transfer proof. I mean, it's gonna, can you even see that? Yeah, it's like a gloss, it's gonna come off. But it's very comfortable feeling. I don't know, let me test it a little bit more. Okay, so I know I said this is gonna be an everyday look. Every day I would typically go for a nude, either lipstick or gloss, like this one from Physicians Formula. It's their new 80th anniversary collection. But today, with these eyes, I'm just feeling a red. So I'm gonna go with the shade appropriately named Red from that same collection and apply it, since I didn't put it on my lips in that video. And a lot of you guys were telling me that this is supposed to help with precision, like you get a really crisp, a really crisp lip line. I think it just takes practice. I am not used to this vintage style. I guess you were saying Besame also has this style, and it's supposed to be that vintage, like how the lipstick bullets or lipsticks were originally shaped. And some of it might just take some practice on my end, but like, look at this. Maybe you can't, maybe you're not close enough to see, but around the corners of my mouth, it's a little messy. Oh no. Shoot. I hate it when that happens. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Where did that come from? Was it from the side? Where did that come from? That doesn't feel, it's not gone all the way. Shoot. It's stuck in my mustache. Don't pretend you don't have one. All right, I think we're good. So yeah, it's kind of a twist on my everyday. Like I said, I typically do bronzer, but really for the most part, no matter what products I'm using, this is my easy go-to everyday sort of situation. Whether it's a bold lip or a nude lip, the fact of the matter is it's like one product that I can apply and it's one and done and I go. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Something a little bit different. It's kind of all over the place, probably a really long video, but you know, it's what I was feeling. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, please don't forget to let me know if you have questions about any products or brands that I've talked about in this video that I plan on reviewing later. Those are always super helpful when it comes to like putting together a review and making sure all the information you want to know is included in there. Let me know in the comments below. Besides that, thank you guys once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.